We all need those little weekend getaways or those week getaways once a year to a place that just feels so homey that you look forward to going back again. And we've been fortunate enough to find that place in Mentone, Alabama. It's in northeast Alabama. I filmed quite a few videos from there already, but this one's going to be a different perspective. And we're actually staying at a place called the Hideaway Lodge. So I do want to document that. I want to document some new places that we're going to go to, some new stuff that they have, some old stuff that we haven't done before. All that stuff's going to be in this video, and all the links to those places will be down in the YouTube description. And not only is Mentone beautiful, the drive to Mentone is just as equal. So it's a pleasant all-around trip that you just look forward to every year. And plus you got Fort Payne right next to it. We'll take a look at that place too as well. So there's a ton of options, and a lot of people don't know about the options. What a day this has been. We are day one. Day one is in the record books. We drove here like an hour and a half drive or so, checked in, and you know, filmed around the property and stuff like that. Really got a feel for this place. And this place is called the Chateau de la Famille, and it houses about 3 rentals, I do believe it is. And let's go over these rentals right quick, and then we'll talk about the one that we're in a little greater detail. But you can choose the General's Mountain Lodge, which sleeps up to 9, the General's Hideaway Lodge, which is where we are, on the bottom floor. The Hideaway Lodge sleeps up to 7. The General's Tree House is cozy and sleeps 2. So that is when you first pull into the property. Same thing. It looks beautiful up there. You get a little bit better of a vantage because you're obviously up higher. So that looks fantastic. And really, we have no complaints. We're already planning another trip here where we can bring, like, you know, a big group of friends and family and stuff like that here. Owner brought up to me the fact that people have weddings there, and the light bulb just exploded, and I was like, oh my god, this is a perfect spot for a wedding. You've got a 2-person spot over a little garage, a separate building there. The bride could get ready there, and then you walk down those steps and you're already kind of at the fire pit area where you would have the ceremony overlooking the valley down there. Have a family reunion here, and it has a beautiful place for the fire pit. You got a grill, and all of us hang out at that fire pit, which looks beautiful. It's got a beautiful fountain over there. We can grill out. It's got a little section there where grill's there. You've got stone walk paths throughout. And another cool thing is that you can get a massage, you can have a private dinner, a picnic, whatever you want, some yoga if need be, all on a really cool overlooked shot of a little platform thing over there with a gazebo over it. How cool is that? And you got a view. Today, after we got unpacked, settled in and whatnot, we had a snack basket that we ate and we loved and enjoyed that. We went over to Little River Canyon Falls and checked that out. That was pretty cool, and there's a lot of activities that you can do around those. Hike, they have trails like you wouldn't believe. You can ride your bike like you wouldn't believe. All those kind of fun things, and you can even swim, which is pretty cool. We did a riverboat cruise. That was pretty neat because it's like a protected area. That little river there, which turns into DeSoto Falls, which is pretty awesome, is from a spring, and the spring is on top of this mountain. The DeSoto Falls that you can see, and that's impressive amount of water falling over the edge of that from that spring. And it's amazing how the whole trickle down effect of just water, how it works. It's pretty crazy. It goes from one place to the other and benefits everything in between, so that's pretty cool. And then we rounded it all out at the Greenleaf Grill, and they have the best catfish plate on the planet Earth. The lady, our hostess, said that it was like the best in the state or something like that, won something along those lines. And me and my wife both agree that it was the best catfish, fried catfish, that we had ever ate. And the corn on the cob was amazing as well, just to add a little oomph to an already delicious plate. And then we come right back, and then once you learn your way here, back to Mentone, stuff like that, the drive is insanely beautiful. It's so lush. I don't know if it's just the amount of rain that they've had, but the drive with the road, no traffic, and just like this ultra greenery, it was just beautiful. And that is all just day one. All right, we're kicking off on the adventure of day two, but back at the resort, and I'll call it kind of a resortish sort of feel because my wife got a massage out on the little gazebo balcony thing out on the property. Did you like the massage?
It was great. It was really good.
That's awesome. I thought it was very well done. Now we're headed down to Mentone, and we're going to go around the town and showcase all these places and shops and things to do there. And the first stop was Village Ice Cream, and they had some great hot dogs. And they had some fantastic banana splits. It was like top notch. I'd say one of the best banana splits we'd had, just the perfect amount. And after we went to Village Ice Cream, we went to some of the shops back behind it, and they're housed in these cabins that were built in the 1800s and brought there. I believe it was in the 70s, maybe the late 60s. I'm not 100% sure on that, but they were brought there. And then that's what we have is a bunch of shops. We went to AJ's Trading Post, and we actually bought blanket, earrings, and talked with those guys, and they were really super nice and have a lot of good things there. And we also went over to right next to Village Ice Cream. Joey is the one that runs Village Ice Cream. His mother works in a shop right next there, owns a shop right next to his. And we went in there and looked around. Then we went to Tip Top Bake Shop, which is right across the street from those cabin shops. And man, she has the best bakery ever. The food is fantastic. She's a super nice lady. And everybody that we went on to shops later, and they were like, yeah, we found out she was going to be open today, and we went down there and we got some stuff. So people that live there are like in line getting the stuff. That's how good it is. So I highly recommend hitting that place up. Then we stopped by Minto Market, and we kind of ended up stopping there like every day to get some supplies here and there. It's a general store. It's kind of a restaurant. It's a bar all up in there. So it's a really nice universal place to stop at. And right across the street from that place was Rocky Top Pottery. There's a lot of handmade pottery stuff in there, a lot of handmade everything in there. So make sure to check that place out when you go to the Mentone Market. Then right down the road is Moon Lake Trading, and that is a neat nursery. Like, they have really nice plants. We're building the house, and whenever we gonna need some little plants and stuff, we'll probably shoot up there if we ever pass through and grab some stuff. But they have a nursery kind of on the outside and a shop on the inside with a bunch of cool stuff. But the layout of that place is really beautiful and really nice, so make sure to stop by there. After that, we went back to the Hideaway where we're staying and had a lavender salt foot bath while we just sat in the swing while our son took a nap, and we just looked out at the village, at the valley down below, and it was beautiful. And we sat there for 30 minutes, and then right after that was something great that my wife didn't get to partake in because our son was asleep, but I did, and it was fantastic. It was an art lesson by Andrea, and I got a shot of it in the beginning, but after that I was like covered in paint the entire time, so I really didn't get to film anymore outside of the first initial shot there. But the art that she does is fantastic, and it's everywhere. It's all over the world. It's packed in every store around here for sale. She says she's got art pieces in Europe and stuff. She designed a ornament for the White House Christmas tree. So she's it was an honor to have an art lesson by her, and this is the art that she helped me a lot to create. But I painted this guy. Proud of that. I painted this. I just painted the birds. I painted the birds, but she said I did such a good birds that she wanted me just to keep it. She had this as like a blank thing for me to practice the birds on, and just an old throwaway piece, I guess, that she had painted or something. But she wanted me to practice the birds on this, and then I did the birds, and she said I did such a good job I could just keep this. So those are my birds. And this, because we ran out of time, and so I didn't finish this one, but I'm going to go back and finish. You can see I got the lower left and lower right corners and the top done, but the middle section, and I was going to put some birds in here, so that's what I was practicing the birds with. But we just ran out of time, so I got to finish the middle section and put some birds in. But I'll do that. Where all the links to all these people, all these shops, all the stuff will be down in the YouTube description, so make sure to go check that out as you plan your trip. And then the highlight of the trip was Wildflower Cafe. That is a place that you want to try to go ahead, and because you might stand in line for quite a while because they're busy every night that they're open. Maybe get reservations. I'm not sure if they do reservations. They do reservations, so get those. But it is BYOW, bring your own wine. So you can bring your own wine there, but it is a fabulous place. Their food is top notch, and the cool thing about Mentone is for every part of the day they have something that's the best for that time. So like the bakery's the best for the dessert, or the ice cream you have right over there at the Village Ice Cream. Then for like lunch or even dinner if you wanted to, but lunch you got Greenleaf Grill, the best fried catfish in the state. And then at night you can just cruise over to the Wildflower Cafe and eat the best dinner that you'll have. I mean, it's amazing the food choices that are in Mentone and how you can tailor that for an all-day experience, and a great experience as well. But the food, fantastic. I had the filet mignon. You had the tomato pie. What else did you have?
Caden had a pizza there.
Caden had a pizza. Our son had a pizza. The pizza was fantastic.
Yeah, it was really good.
Like, if you don't want to have to go wait in line, or you've already ate like a really big dinner there one night and you're staying 2 or 3 nights, get you a pizza to go from there, because it was
actually really good.
It was awesome. The nachos were great. And the cool thing too about that is they have live music there. They have a guy that goes around and plays the guitar. The lady, the super nice lady, Moon, will sing all these fun songs and really get you involved with everything that's going on. Like the vibe, the tempo, the whole place is up, and they keep that morale and everything up and you just feel good about the whole dinner and the whole experience. And it's an experience, put it that way. And on our way out of Mentone, we paid real close attention to the signs, trails, zip lines, all this kind of stuff to do, and we're just scratched the surface on what there is all to do in Mentone. So if you like trails, you like doing family activities, you like camping, you like zip lining, like I said, hiking, fishing, all that, swimming. They have the cleanest spring available around to swim into. So, and that's at DeSoto Falls area. We just scratched the surface. So hopefully we can go back and expose more great things about Mentone. So that's the plan. So this is like, I think, our second real video on things to do there. So hopefully we'll go back. So we're in Fort Payne, Alabama, and standing behind me is residents of Fort Payne, or past residents. They're the band Alabama. They're actually from Fort Payne. And they got these big old statues here themselves in downtown Fort Payne. We have Teddy, Mark, Randy, and Jeffrey over here. These guys are from Fort Payne, and we're going to scratch a little bit of that surface of what Fort Payne has to offer, so make sure to check this place out. In downtown Fort Payne, you have the Depot Museum and Park. The park is huge, and it's for kids, man. I mean, it's got all kinds of play stuff out there. It's got a little water park, and it's got a lot of trails, a lot of mileage, it looks like. The park is ginormous, a lot of green field to play in and stuff like that. So a lot of resources available to go out and have some fun, exercise, do whatever, and that museum is there as well, right next to the park. And right next to the park, there's Big Mill Antique Mall, which is huge. There was like 2 stories, aisle after aisle of different knickknacks and things that you can buy, of course, from different sellers, and it's just a beautiful place to go look around and reminisce, because we saw some stuff that my wife remembers from childhood, and so did I, and it was just fun to go through there and walk through and just kind of reminisce. And also you find something and you're like, you know what, I want to buy this, and then their prices were not bad at all. Within that building you have Vintage 1889 Cafe. That, my friend, was a delicious spot, and you can get some brews on tap, and it had a bunch of different cans. I really liked the feel of that place. It was 2 stories. It's kind of like has this private section upstairs, has some live music going on in the corner. Our food was fantastic. I had a goat cheese sandwich, which I like. A lot of people don't, whatever. You had the
muffaletta, however you say it.
Muffaletta?
Yeah, whatever. I don't know.
Sure, that thing. And it looked pretty good. My son had a grilled ham and cheese sandwich, but they all come with those potato chips that are great. And yeah, you know, the 30A draft beer that I indulged myself upon was fantastic. So it was a good temperature, because a lot of times you go to these beer places and it's just not cold enough, man. That draft is just like, needs to be a couple degrees cooler. And one of the first things I noticed was whenever I drank that beer was, it was the right temp. It was nice and cold. So swing over there, grab you some food and a beer, and then head on over to Boomtown Makers Market for some art browsing. And I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed. It's a non-profit. They sell, I think they said a couple hundred artists are in there. I want to say that. I want to say that's what they told me while I was in there. It was a beautiful little spot. It's a 2-room spot in there, and they have a lot of unique art. And I really like art. We're building a house, so it's kind of like we're a little hesitant to buy some things right now, but some things just leap out at you and you got to buy them. But we're going to head back there. They had a coffee table that we really liked, that was made by some local people, and just swing over there and check out that. It's a great spot to find some art. And one of the things I'm noticing about Mentone and Fort Payne is it's very art driven. Like every place you go into, there's local artists with their stuff on the walls everywhere for sale, no matter if it's a place dedicated to art or not, if it's a restaurant or whatever. They put local artist artwork everywhere to be sold, so that's pretty cool. And right down the road from there is Untamed Gallery, brand new art gallery by Janae Ganoush, and her art was magnificent, because we walked in there and it was almost, the lights dimmed everywhere, and then all of a sudden this picture in the back lower right just started glowing and pulsating. And my wife went and right to it. And like I said, we've been trying to hold off on buying stuff for our new house. But that picture, a little flag came up out of the top of it, and started doing this, and then it was these two little things came out the corners and blue confetti everywhere. And then anyway, we ended up buying that picture. And it was beautiful, and she takes photos. In this photo, we're from Huntsville, so the photos was just so happened to be from a place that we like in Huntsville. It's a beautiful area, and it's just like all these things started lining up through there. But anyway, her art's beautiful. She takes these photos. You can go there, you can buy these various size canvases and stuff like that, and they're just beautiful art pieces. So make sure whatever you do, swing in there, tell her we said hello, and check out her art. Various sizes, buy something, okay? And then right next to her place, you're exhausted. You've been walking around all day around Fort Payne, and one thing to cool you off would be some dessert. The Spot is a great dessert location. It's the coolest place for coffee, ice cream, all that kind of stuff in that world there. And how they have the inside laid out is just extremely awesome. Is the only way I can describe it. It's just one of those things that I wish I had when I was a teenager and could go hang out at. It's just like this stuff just wasn't around. I don't know, what am I, 20 years ago or something? Is that right? 20 years ago? Jeez Louise. 20 years ago when I was running them roads, stuff like that didn't exist, and you were meeting and congregating in the Walmart parking lot. That's kind of the way it was whenever I was a kid. But having a spot like that to go to is just really awesome. So go by there, check that place out too before you leave. If you want to get real crazy, head on up the mountain from Fort Payne to Atkins at Dogtown. It's been there for like 100 years or something crazy. I don't think it's been there that long. But the cool thing is you're about 15 minutes from Randy Owens' place. And if you know who that is, then you know who that is, you know what I'm saying? So this has been a look at Mentone and Fort Payne. We just brushed the surface on all the things that you can do at Mentone, and especially Fort Payne. So make sure that you swing in there, you tell them that I said hello, me and my wife and my child said hello, and then you just enjoy yourself, because really it's so much to do. We just scratched that surface, but I hope we got you to a starting point, and then you can dig in and find things to do for yourself. And comment down below on the things that you've done and share it with me, because it could be some stuff that we don't know about, and it could be some things that other people don't know about that's looking in to go. And then sometimes we use those comment section as a resource. So make sure to give me a thumb up on this video, subscribe, and ring that notification bell down there so that you'll get notified on the next place that we go to. And hopefully we will go to someplace really cool next, and then hey, you'll enjoy the video and maybe go yourself. See ya.
We've been talking about Jackson ever since the 5 a.m. We're going to Jackson. We're gonna mess around. Yeah, we're going to Jackson. Look out, Jackson. I know, we got to play. We'll go down to Jackson. Go ahead and make your hair. Hey, come on around here. Go play your hand, you big coffee man. Make a big fool out of yourself. Yeah, go to Jackson. Go comb your hair.
Hey, I'm gonna Stone Cold Jackson. Hey,
See if I care.
hey, well, when I came into that city, people going stood and by.
Pop.
Oh, yeah, they took what they don't know how.